TOR, which stands for the
Onion Router,
is the best tool available to browse the internet anonymously. But have you ever wondered how even the best privacy tools like TOR can fail you if you don't practice good operational security or OPSEC? In this video, we'll go over some of the real-life cases where several individuals were caught using TOR, and learn from their mistakes in order to protect our own online anonymity when using such privacy-based tools. So let's get started.
Disclaimer.
It is important to note that the purpose of this video is not to glorify or promote illegal activities, but to understand the importance of safeguarding privacy online, which may be particularly crucial for individuals in regions with restricted internet access. Engaging in illicit or criminal activities while using TOR is highly discouraged.
Number 1. Purchasing bomb threats.
Okay, so let's delve into our first case involving a student from Florida who used the TOR browser to access the dark web and stumbled upon a service that allowed users to purchase bomb threats. This service basically involved hiring someone to make threatening calls to a school and potentially leading them to go under a lockdown, allowing students to skip exams or leave the school early.
The student bought the bomb threat.
However, he made a critical mistake by bragging about his actions to his friends, as that caused the word to spread rapidly. By the time he was about to place his third order, the rumors had already reached the ears of the police, and they identified the student simply by talking to random people at his school. Next, the police obtained a search warrant for the student's phone and discovered the evidence of his activities on the dark web. So the lesson to take away from this story is simple: never brag or discuss about your activities on the dark web, even with your mom. Also make sure that you leave no evidence of your dark web activities on the device you're using. And yes, I'm also referring to the onion links you might have saved in your text editor. A highly effective way to avoid leaving any trace on your device is by using Tails, an operating system centered around privacy that can be installed and used from a USB flash drive. Here's how it works. Whenever you're thinking of using the TOR browser, simply plug in your Tails USB drive on your computer, run TOR on it, and when you're done, remove the USB drive to erase all the traces of TOR usage from your host operating system. I'll also be uploading a video on how to securely download and install Tails soon, so stay tuned for that.
Number 2. Michael Richo and the Bitcoin phishing scheme.
In 2016, a man from Connecticut named Michael Richo was arrested for running a Bitcoin phishing scheme on the darknet. He created a fake website that looked exactly like a legitimate Bitcoin exchange service, aiming to trick users into sharing their login details and stealing their cryptocurrency. However, Michael made a critical OPSEC mistake by using his real phone number to register the domain for his fake website. This blunder allowed investigators to trace the website back to him, ultimately leading to his arrest. So the obvious lesson to learn from this is that you should always avoid using any personal information that could potentially lead back to your real identity. This includes refraining from using your personal email accounts, your real name, or even the name of your pet, as these things can be traced back to you. Also make sure that if you're using a fake name or an alias on the dark web, avoid using it on multiple platforms. Reusing the same name can connect different online accounts and reveal your true identity, just like what happened to a hacker by the alias of BSD, who leaked data from several government agencies but got caught simply because of using the same alias across various platforms.
Number 3. Sabu.
Next up is Hector Monsegur, also known as Sabu, a renowned hacker and founder of the hacking group LulzSec. One of his significant mistakes was connecting to an IRC channel without using TOR. The FBI was already monitoring this IRC, which meant they were gathering IP addresses of all connected users, and normally, he would access the IRC using TOR to protect his identity, but on one occasion, he signed in and forgot enabling TOR. This slip-up caught the attention of the authorities, and they now had a real IP address instead of the one generated by TOR. So it's vital to ensure that your TOR activity remains within the TOR network, and avoid any actions that could accidentally link your TOR activity to your real IP address, especially if you're engaging in illegal activities. If you want an added layer of security, consider using a dedicated machine that automatically routes all data through TOR, as combining TOR and the clear net simultaneously is not advisable because it increases the likelihood of you making a mistake. Anyway guys, this is it for the video, as the main objective of the video was just to introduce you to the concept of operational security and emphasize how poor OPSEC can compromise your anonymity regardless of how secure the tools you're using might be. Now before I end the video, I would like to add that if you're serious about online anonymity, it's crucial for you to learn about open source intelligence and forensic techniques as well. Learning about how an investigation is conducted and what clues may lead someone to you can help you in covering your tracks more effectively. In the next video, I'll cover how you can configure and use the TOR browser securely by exploring the technical aspects such as using bridges to hide the fact that you are using TOR from the network you're connected to, or blocking JavaScript to make sure you are not being traced by modern trackers, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions regarding this video, make sure to ask them in the comments section down below, and I'll see you in the next one.